Let us continue with our lesson, and we have created a function already to handle our edit user profile. So next step is to go and implement it in our view model. So let's go to the profile over here, view profile, and we have a edit profile view model. So let's drag this one to our view model profile, and inside this I'll create one more package, and let's call it as edit, and let's paste it. Okay, so we have edit profile and edit, and the view model, the edit profile view model, I'll drag inside this one. So let's drag it. Okay, and now let's go to the edit profile view model. So we just need to implement, and instead of a view model, now we will implement of a Android view model. And when we have an Android view model, we can change the constructor evocation. Just click on that one, and we can implement the constructor. So we have a constructor of application, and we are passing the application. So we have access to the application over here, and we have to get the, if you go over here, we need the token, right? We also need the ID. So that's coming from our set preference, and we also need have access to the network service. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll create a companion object over here, and I'll get a tag. So constant val tag is of equals to the current class name. And next we need to create some of the variables to, okay, so I will go to the profile view model, and we will get some of the things that we need from here. So I think we will need most of the thing from here. I'll just copy all of this. Instead of typing, I can just copy and go over here and paste it. Okay, so I will just paste it for now. And if I think, okay, so we need a network service because we have to call the user repository, and user profile repository, we have it. Okay, so let's remove delete init. I think we don't need that one, so it's saying it's not needed. And okay, so we need a loading, so because we want to show the user of the loading, whether it's loading or not. So we'll show a process dialog. We need a token, we need a user ID, and we need a profile, the profile response. We will need the edit profile response. So if we go to the edit profile, so response, and we will go to profile, edit profile response. So we'll change this one to edit profile response, and we can say that this is our edit profile. So edit profile response, and we have our image URL. Okay, so I think, okay, so let's keep it. Maybe we will later use it. And on the init block, so this will be called as soon as our constructor is constructed, and we'll have a init. So in the init block, we have the user repository, and we have the set preference, and we have the app preference, token ID, and the user ID set over here. So we have the init block already. And next is we will create a function. We will create a function to get the live data, right? So we need to get the live data for our user repository to handle edit profile. So let's get started on it. So what we will do now is we will create a, let's go over here and create a new function, and function of edit profile, edit profile, and this should returns of a live data. We don't need that too, and this live data over here, and val data, which is of equal, so I can say a user repository, user profile repository dot edit user profile. So we need to pass all of this, so we need to create that first. So how we can create is, let's go over here, and first of the thing is I will show the loading. So LOA, the loading dot post value, it should be of a true, and this is because I want to show loading whenever I call this particular method. And now we have to set for all of the required parameter I need to pass first is the token, right? So token and token dot value, sorry, token dot, why it is token, so where is it, token. Okay, so we need to pass the token because this is a string, right? It's not mutable data, so we need to pass the token, and we need to pass the user ID. I just pass the user ID, token user ID, and we need to pass the name, which is a request body. Okay, so ID is also of a request body. Okay, so what we will do now is we'll create a request body. So let's go and create a request body. So how do we create a request body is over here. I'll just say as create a val of our ID, and this is of equals to request request body. So request body dot, I can say create, and this is of a media type dot parse, and I can pass it as a, I can say multi-part form data. So if you go over here, we are passing a form data, so we need to say that this is a multi-part form data too. So I will say as a multi-part, multipart, multi-part, and is of a form as data. So it's a multi-part form data. And second parameter that I need to pass over here is the content type. So I need to get a user ID, right? So user ID, sorry, that is of ID is of user ID. So user user ID. So it will create an ID over here, and I will pass that ID over here. And next I need to create a name. So val name is of equals to, I can just say a request body dot create, and the media type that pass, and I need a multipart, 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 and multipart plus which is of form data. And second parameter that I have to pass over here is the name. So currently we don't have any name. What I need to do is I need to create a mutable live data. So let's create a mutable live data for our name. I'll say as a name over here, or can say name FILD. So this is a name field, and from name field I will create it. So name field dot value, and so for not now. And so now we have a name, and I'll pass it the name over here. And third parameter, we have to pass the email. So let's create the same mutable live data first for our email, and it should be of email mutable live data. And I will create a same